the whole scientists believe that all the continents were connected together into one big continent. This is Australia. It was probably connected to somewhere around here on the edge of China. There are many very odd creatures on there. Some creatures were on Australia when it broke up. The reasons that the other continents that are apart from each other have animals that are sort of the same is they kept going back and forth and coming together and apart. Australia moved down here and stays there. And there are many, many odd creatures because some mated to get, like for kangaroo, maybe two very different creatures mated together to make another very different creature, which is a kangaroo. And even little creatures and big creatures made to make a creature that was very small, or something like a very small kangaroo, or maybe a mouse would mate with the kangaroo and make a very big mouse. But there are birds that don't fly, and many other odd things. The baby kangaroo is called a joey. When the kangaroo's mother does not have them start growing inside their pouch. They start growing somewhere up about here. When they hatch, they are only an inch big, which is only about this big. They have to then they slide down into the mother's pouch, and their mother, and start suckling. They stay in their mother's pouch for about 4 months. And this is a picture of a kangaroo right here. A small kangaroo or something is, the wallaby is like a kangaroo, only smaller. They look just like, only they are smaller. Picture of that. This is a picture of the rat kangaroo. The rat kangaroo is the size of a rat, but it's a kangaroo. It's like one of these, only smaller, or like a kangaroo, only smaller. There is also a tree climbing kangaroo. It uses his tail only for balance. When the kangaroo jumps, it uses his big tail for balancing. The platypus, which I think you all know about, is the platypus is half duck and half beaver. It has a beaver tail and a beaver body. It's got beaver fur. It's got a duck beak, and it lays eggs. So it's maybe a duck and a beaver, maybe some ducks and beavers got trapped on Australia and mated together to make the platypus. The emu looks a lot like the ostrich, only it's much furrier. The hair goes everywhere. The emu is the biggest bird in Australia. It is about the size of the ostrich, and if you saw one, you might think that it was a ostrich that had turned black and forgot to go to the barber's and get a haircut. And the Tasmanian devil is a meat-eating marsupial, a distant relative of a kangaroo. He is not a very handsome devil either. He is like a dog. Almost everything on Australia is marsupial. That means they've got a pouch where their babies stay in. And he eats a lot of meat, and you probably saw in cartoons that Tornado Tasmanian devil always chasing Bugs Bunny. Australia is quite strange, and they've got a lot of different things in there. They, long ago when some explorers from America, that had discovered America, rode in a boat across to Australia. They saw some aborigines that lived in Australia were calling the kangaroo, and the explorers thought that was the name, but it's an aborigine name that means, and whenever the kangaroo passed, they would say, kangaroo, kangaroo, which meant, there it goes, there it goes. And I've got some better pictures. Right here in this book, some better pictures of the animals, like it's very hot in Australia, so most of the people run around in shorts. They have lots of lambs with big horns, which is a merino ram.